Cash call, everybody. Back again for another week. Dale Archdeacon and Brian Curtis bringing you cutting edge strategies and techniques for not saying stupid things, right? Brian, is that we'll put that in the tagline, how not to say
That's
stupid things. And
with
you know
Brian
what?
Mc.
I'm actually having some mugs made up. I think some coffee mugs, because ran this challenge and one of my trainers wanted a coffee mug. And he's like, I want a Dale quote on there, and so we'll do the little light bulb icon for my company. And I was gonna say smart things, right? So that's pretty
I
much
like
what it's gonna be, because it's smart inside sales. Say smart things, or I should say smarter things. There we go.
say smarter things. I love it.
Say
So
smarter things.
that's awesome. But as always, we're going to do some call review today. Dale's got a call, I've got a call, and I'm excited to listen to this. It's funny we have good calls and we have less good calls. We don't have any horrible calls. We just have some less good calls. So
Yeah.
today
So
we're going to play some. Dale's got a great one for us, and I've got one that I titled just for your kind of cue in here, missed opportunity.
mm,
So not necessarily a
yeah,
bad thing, just missed opportunity because we want to frame things in a way that's positive. So, Dad,
yeah.
would you like me to go first, or would you like to go first?
Actually, I want to make sure that the chat is working. So I said people can chat with everyone. Hopefully, we're good there. Chat is working. There we go. Thank you, Richard. Okay, cool. Why don't you go first, Brian? You
Absolutely.
do the missed opportunity, and then I'll do a really good one where these people can hear a good result.
Perfect. All right. So, Dell, as always, give me a thumbs up when you can hear me, and we'll play this call. Maybe. My computer just didn't want to cooperate, so that's just kind of par for the course. So, give me a second. We'll try it again.
Hi. Hi, this is Matt Mott with Curtis Realty Group. How can I help you?
I saw a property and I was interested to take a look at it.
Okay, sure. Let me look it up real quick. Are we looking at Zero Pool Circle in Bella Vista?
Yes.
Okay.
So, full disclosure, I had a conversation with this person this morning and said, "Hey, one of the things we don't want is silence on the line. Thank goodness it doesn't last very long. But when you're doing that silence for a minute and a half, it feels like about 4 hours to me listening. And I'm guessing for the person on the other end, it feels like about 4 hours. So,
Yeah,
take the
yeah.
time to
What did
simply
what
say
did
this. Go ahead, Dale.
what did the lead say she wanted?
She wanted information about a property, and she wanted to go take a look at it. So
Okay,
let's coach to that right now. I'll handle. I want to go look at it. The answer is yes, and when. So
right. That's it.
I'm not trying to be challenging. Sometimes we have all kinds of complex scripts that are really developed, and there's community. When somebody says yes, I'd like to go look at a house, the answer is I have time today or tomorrow. What works better for you? Or absolutely, when's a good time for you? Something along the lines. And it's funny because Zillow teaches this, Realtor.com teaches, not just Dale and I, everybody in the industry teaches. If somebody says, I like an appointment, the answer is not talk around that. We used to call this in a lot of other sales, don't talk past the close. One of the objectives is to get this. So great. When would you like to go see it? Is the first answer. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you do that, you could just ignore the I want some information, right? And half the time they'll forget about it anyway. Because I don't want to be
Absolutely.
stuck with information. The likelihood that I can't give you the answer that you want and or reveal the fact that I'm not the listing agent is pretty high, and so I'd rather avoid questions.
Absolutely. All right, well, let's listen to a little bit more of this. Again, there's lots of opportunities here.
Sure, I've got it pulled up. So what brought you interested in this part of me?
It's a great place. I saw the pictures. I liked it. So
Okay, where are
I
you
live in,
calling? Where are you calling
I'm
from?
in Bentonville.
Bentonville. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do you currently live? Are you renting right now?
No, I'm a homeowner.
Okay. Are you looking to relocate or buy a second
Yeah.
property? Okay.
No,
So I thought that was a good question. We want to know, hey, are you looking to sell your house also, or are you just looking to buy a second property? So that was a good question.
Yeah.
Here's the problem, and I'm going to save us the expectation. We didn't set a listing appointment. So
No,
we
I'm like,
asked,
when are we going to set the appointment?
So we haven't set a buyer, we haven't set an appointment to look at the house yet, and we've also not set a listing appointment, and we're not going to. So
Got it.
I'll keep you the suspense from that happening there.
Move to this new place.
Okay. And the size being 3-bed, 3-bath, is that a good size for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me point out this again. Don't give people information when you ask the question. Does 3 bedroom, 3 bath work for you? Is a question, and it will give you some information. But how about this? Do you have a minimum or a minimum number of bedrooms, a minimum number of bathrooms? It's a better question because what you're doing is implanting that idea that this works for you. But now I don't know, would they do 1 bedroom? Would they do 2 bedrooms? Would they do three? I mean, we don't know because we said, does 3 bedroom, 3 bath work for you? Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Well, what else works for you?
Yeah, you know what? I also want to get into this, man. This guy's sounds like a census taker, right? He's just going down the list of questions, and he's missing a lot of opportunities to build rapport. And I'm sure he's a little bit uncomfortable because this woman is just answering the questions for him. But he can take he I know he wants to build rapport and he thinks he's doing it with these questions. But for instance, when she said that she lives in Bentonville, that was an opportunity. When she said that, oh, I'm moving to this new house, that's an opportunity to just be interested in this person. Got it. You live in Bentonville. What has you looking around down here, right? Yeah, I'm going to be moving down there into the new home. Oh, fantastic. How did you? What's going to make you want to move here? What's going on that's causing you to move to our place, right? Similar concept, and it's just an opportunity to build rapport, to ask a question about the person, about their motivations, or about what they're doing, or a little bit of color around it to try and build that rapport.
Yeah, and Dale, I call that, and I think I may have even gotten that from you. I don't know. So after a while, all the information just becomes mine because it all melds together. You know how that goes.
I'll
But
let you know if it came from me or not.
yeah, ask the next logical question.
Hmm.
Hey, I live in Bentonville. Perfect. So what intrigues you about Bella Vista? By the way, these towns are like 10 minutes apart. So, what intrigues you about Bella Vista versus staying in Bentonville? Oh, I get more bang for my buck up there. I just like the house. I mean, but don't miss the opportunity to ask the next logical question.
Yeah, I don't think next logical question was mine. Next logical next step is mine, but not
Sure.
next logical question.
So, but anyway, you guys understand the point. Ask the next question. Go deeper.
All right. When would your schedule be available to see this property?
There we go.
Either now or tomorrow after 5:30 after
Tomorrow.
work.
Okay. I can't do it today, but I can do it tomorrow after 5:30 for sure.
Is it open that I can just go and take a look at it? I was close by.
You can definitely see. All I can see is that it's under construction, but I can't see what kind of phase it's in.
So here's
No.
another thing.
No,
Never
you
send
can't.
somebody to a house without you. So, and here's a script around it, guys. You obviously can drive by a house, but it is trespassing for you to walk on a property that is not owned by you without permission. And here's the other thing: it's during the construction phase. It may be dangerous. Please do not go without that. There's liability that comes, and if I tell you you can go, I have liability. The builder have liability. So no, please do not do that.
Right.
Something along those lines. Don't send people to a house. I've seen people do this a lot with land. Oh yeah, just go. Feel free to walk all over the land. Great. Now I tripped on somebody's fence and I broke my leg and I'm suing the seller. Okay.
Oh God.
Why? Because Brian said I could go walk on the property. It's just okay. Don't do that. We have liability. Be responsible towards that.
So yeah, you can definitely go by there and see.
Okay. Okay.
You-
And it's not locked, right? It's open.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
The home is not locked. Is it open so that we can take a look inside?
Yeah. So I can't tell how far along in the process it is.
Uh,
It's not going to be available until next year, and so I don't think it's very far in the process.
Oh wow. It's still under construction and it's listed.
It's still in construction. It's not going to be done until March 1st of next year, according to this listing. So I don't know what's even on the property right now. I don't know if they put footings in or if there's walls or anything like that. So
So those pictures are just the design pictures.
Yeah, those are just design pictures. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Actually, in that case, huh? Yeah. Let me think about it, and I'll let you know.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
At the end of it. So let me think about it and I'll let you know. Okay, thank you. So here's what I want to say to everybody. This is another teammate available to take them there. So Michael, I appreciate your question. Is there someone else available? Yes, there probably could have been. Here's the reality. It's literally a piece of dirt right now. It's not, there's nothing on that. Sometimes people list stuff in our market and call it TBB, to be built. That's not the important part here. The important part here is when she clearly showed that she was not interested in this house because it's too far away. Oh my gosh, here's an opportunity. This person wants to buy a house before March 1st. You know how I know that? She doesn't even want to be interested in this house anymore because it's not going to be ready until March 1st. So what does that mean? That means I need to do good discovery and then turn around and say, look, Susie, I don't remember her name. Look, Susie, I'm going to send you a list of homes. I want you to take a look at it. I'm going to call you tomorrow at 5 o'clock, just like we were going to go do this appointment. We're going to go over which houses you want to go see. We'll go take a look at them. How does something like that sound to you? Take
Yeah.
control of the conversation, do discovery, and then capture the client. So when I talked to this agent, and he admitted it wasn't his best call. One of the things I said to him is, what's the objective of the phone call? And I want you guys to think about this. To me, one of the objectives of the phone call, and if you go in with this mindset, is to capture a client. That was not his objective of this phone call, and therefore he didn't accomplish that objective, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know why he let it go so easily. What I'm hearing is that this woman doesn't really know how the process works. She's just wasted her time inquiring about a property, about a home that doesn't actually exist. She doesn't know that it doesn't exist until she calls, and just doesn't know how things work. And then she's like, "Okay, well, I'll let you know." What's going to happen is she's going to continue doing things that are wasting her time because she doesn't know how the process works. So just if you have somebody that's like pushing you off the phone, no, I'm okay. I'll come back. I'll let you know. Hey, listen, I appreciate that you don't want to be sold or you think you're talking to a salesperson, but you've just wasted your time because nobody's helping you. Let me help you so you don't have to waste your time with this, and I can show you how to go about finding property that you can go and see and potentially move to down here, and I can do it for you much faster, right? Like, stay with me. Just just do a get real with this person if you have to, if they're like pushing you away because they just don't know how it works. So tell them.
Well, and I want to say this about this agent. I agree with everything Dale said. I want to just say this about this agent. He closed about $5 million in the last 2 weeks. This is
Nice.
not a guy who sucks. He
Right.
just had a bad phone call. And that's one of the things I want you guys to consider, both as team leaders who are listening to phone calls and go, oh my God, how can this person screw up so bad? We all have bad phone calls. And then the other thing is, even good people have bad phone calls. And I guarantee you, he won't do that again. And so this is the opportunity. So when you listen to your own phone calls and you're like, oh my gosh, I really didn't, this, it's okay. Again, I'm 100% sure that I could go back and listen to 50 of my phone calls if I had copies of them, and I would probably bash on myself just like we're talking about this gentleman. So the whole idea is just work on getting better, and then we're going to do that, and we'll just continue to get better. So
Yep. All right, let's play mine over here. Let's hear it. We'll hear. And again, I want to caution everybody. This is a good call. We had a good result. So just to preface this call, you can see that we're already. This is an 8-minute, 25-second call. We're already 4 minutes and 18 seconds in. Just to fill you in on what was going on here. This is a buyer lead who is who's doing some credit repair, waiting on his credit to get improved so that he can buy a home for his family. And he's already been contacted by, I don't know if maybe there was a little bit of contact between this ISA and this lead previously, but basically the ISA is following up with this person and trying to do more discovery and move the ball forward, right? So in this call, we've already gotten more discovery, and then I want you to hear what she runs into with this lead.
And are you working with any other agents?
No, I just have one agent I'm working with.
Okay. Is that person someone you're working with that agent?
Now, so This ISA has been trained by us. She knows our 4-step process for I have an agent. Paraphrase, committed, signed, benefit, right? And for anybody who's listening to this, who's trained with us, knows what our I have an agent process is. You can hear that she just was trying to get back to the paraphrase because it caught her off guard. And so she paraphrased in a clunky way. But let's keep listening.
How do you mean?
Well, are you committed to that person?
Yeah.
You can hear her say, like, wait, oh, I'm on track now. Okay, are you committed, right? And so the point that I'm telling everybody is I hear our training filtered into this ISA who's gone through this multiple times, and even she got caught off guard when it popped up in communication, even though she asked the question and was, theoretically prepared for the answer. It still caught her off guard, and it took a minute for her training to kick in. And so this is why, Brian, when we're training people, it's like we have to practice this stuff over and over again. We can't just tell somebody once or 5 times or 10 times or even have them practice it once or 5 times or 10 times. You have to practice and practice and practice, because in real life, it never comes to you the way you think it's going to come to you.
100%. It's a really a thing that I think that agents, I think agents get frustrated with. I need you to role play 3, 4, 5 times a week. I need you to, they're like, I got it. Well, I can tell you right now, 20 years later, I still make mistakes. So practice. It's so important. And what else are you practicing? I mean, this is our job, right? This is our profession.
And I want to keep playing this because I want you guys to hear the win. So again, for what we train is into the face of something like that. It's paraphrase, committed, signed, and benefit.
Even though we haven't signed anything yet, but right now it's a matter of integrity. Loan officers helping me, right? So definitely as soon as things are squared out, she's going to be in the picture. I don't plan on kicking her out.
Okay, and can you tell me what you see as the benefit to working with that agent?
What
Nice.
now? Say that again.
What do you see as the benefit to working with that agent?
Yes! Don't you love it when you hear the training actually pop out in the conversation? I'm so excited. Let's hear what to explain to everybody why we do that. So you heard the guy say, hey, right now it's a matter of integrity. This agent has been helping me. Her loan officer is helping with my credit. Now, in full disclosure, all you cash call people out there, personally, I'd be like, okay, this agent's doing a good job. I'm not going to chase this down. That's just me. Forgive me. Brian disagrees. I can tell by the look on his face. He's like,
No, he does.
Oh, you would agree? Okay.
I'm not gonna chase a dead end. Like, and this is, let me talk about that real quick. If you do plenty of lead generation, you don't have to chase dead ends.
Yeah. Well, no, this is not a dead end. She wins here. My point is, for me, ethically, I would feel like, hey, that agent's doing a good job. I'm not going to take the business from them. That's how I was looking at it. So, But to celebrate this person pulling off the scripting and winning, I want to play that for everybody.
Awesome. Let's listen to it.
I don't know, except you tell me what benefit you can offer this, that is catchy and might make me want to work with you instead of her directly.
The dude turned around and said, all right, sell me, right?
I love it.
Isn't that awesome? And then she goes and does a pitch, and I wanted to play this for her team so that you can hear her articulate the value proposition.
Well, I need to know what's important to you. What are you looking for in an agent?
Listen to her.
Well, the most important thing is, of course, I'm looking for a very good deal. I'm looking for, my closing cost to be low, my interest rate to be low, my mortgage to be low, and not to compromise the home I'm looking for or the type of home I'm looking for, right?
Okay, and so when you think about working with a real estate agent, describe the perfect agent that would be great for you to work with.
I don't have an answer for that, believe me.
No.
I think my expectation is just, the things I've tabled out to you, those things are met. As long as, I give a description of what I'm looking for, and this agent is able to run with my vision Even if she run with my vision and find a home for me, but at the end of the day, the numbers are not looking like what I want, it's still not a good deal for me.
Yeah. Okay, I hear you. I think what you are telling me is that you want a good deal. Good deal meaning low closing costs, low interest rate. You know, the seller is going to give you some concessions, and the agent you work with is going to have to share this vision and be a good negotiator and be able to run these numbers right. Is that right?
Correct. Absolutely. Yep.
Well, before you sign anything with this other agent, I'd love to get a shot. I have a partner there in Dallas. Her name is Elizabeth. She is a tough negotiator. She has traditionally, we get under ask for all of our buyers, and she has a really great process she can go through, so she can show you how she can share your vision. So once you
Sounds
have
good.
financing,
All right, so I just wanted to play all of that for her. She really unpacked this guy.
Good.
Went a little bit long on the unpacking. I would have gone straight from when she said the first question about what he wanted in a real estate agent. He answered it. I would have gone from there. She then went on again to describe the perfect scenario for me, and that just kind of lengthened it out. And I don't think it needed to go that long, but taking what he said, pitching it back to him, and then closing him to meet with her partner, I think was really good.
So, and I want to applaud this because I don't see enough agents do it. So, what you're doing is referred to as pacing. Pacing is basically repeating back to the person what they said. So, you know, if Dale says to me, I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and I want this, and then I pace that back to him, you know what Dale says? He says, yes, 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 yes. And then I'm closing, and then I'm asking them to say yes. So perfect. Why don't we get together to, it's an ISA. So why don't we have so and so get together with you here later on this week? Yes. So that paraphrasing back, again, also called pacing, is really, really powerful, and I don't hear enough people do it, but it does, again, causes that yes. The other thing it does is it shows me that you listen to me. I can't repeat back what you said to me if I didn't listen to it in the first place, right?
Yep.
So it's such a powerful technique, and obviously Dale did a great job training this ISA, and really a fabulous opportunity to get a deal here. So awesome.
Thank you. But I will say this, that basically you can only polish gems and you can't polish turds. So this ISA is smart. She's a good salesperson and has a lot of experience and took our training and techniques and implemented them, right? She was already a gem to be polished, and that's why she sounds like that, versus sometimes when we have a turd and it won't take a shine.
Who knew, right? So
who knew, right?
That's a great call. Like I said, it's always fun. So Dale, there was a question in the Q&A. I'm going to repeat it. Basically what Connie's asking for, would you repeat your 4 phrases for I have an agent? Just, I think it's a really important thing. And so.
Yeah, absolutely. So when faced with I have an agent, we just have a basic format. It's paraphrase, committed, signed, benefit. And I'll just demonstrate it for you. Brian, tell me that you have an agent you're planning on working with.
I've got an agent who I'm planning on working with already.
Oh, you have an agent you're planning on working with?
Yeah.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, are you committed to that agent?
I think so. I mean, they seem to be pretty good. They showed me 4 or 5 houses and seem to do a pretty good job.
Oh, okay, great. And have you signed anything with that agent?
No, she didn't ask me to sign anything. She just was showing me some houses.
Okay, great. So tell me this, is there any particular benefit or advantage to working with that agent over any other agent in our market to find a home?
Now, to be honest with you, I hadn't really considered it. She seemed like a nice lady and did a good job. And so I just figured I'd work with her instead of trying to find some other person who maybe I didn't gel with.
Okay, got it. All right, so everybody, I just demonstrated it, went straight down the line with Brian. To demonstrate paraphrase, basically you're just going to say back to them in a question form, going up on the end, whatever they said to you. I have an agent. Oh, you have an agent? I'm planning on using my sister. Oh, you're planning on using your sister? So the paraphrase just elicits more information. Ryan didn't give me more information because that's his personality style, similar to mine. And we would just say, yeah, right? That's what I said, right? But there are a lot of the other personality styles will give you more information. They'll explain it, they'll unpack it for you, they'll give you free information that you don't have to figure out a question for. And so that technique helps to get some stuff you didn't have to figure out a question for that you didn't anticipate. So that's paraphrasing. Then committed, and we ask it directly, are you committed to that agent? And I like to say, some people will go, oh, well, how committed are you to that agent? And I say, no, no, no. It's not how pregnant are you. It's are you pregnant or not, right? It's either or, black or white. There's no shades of gray here. You're committed or not. Are you committed to that agent? And then we ask signed, because in a lot of states, I can't approach somebody who has a representation agreement with a lead. And then this is the key, Brian. A lot of salespeople, if they're a little bit skilled, might start pitching themselves. Oh, well, you should work with us and blah, 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 blah. But we ask, what's the benefit to working with that agent or advantage? Notice the way that I had phrased it was, Brian, is there a particular benefit or advantage to working with that agent over any other one in our market? And what I'm trying to find, Brian, is do you have a reason? What are your reasons for working with that agent and how strong are they? What do I have to sell against?
Well, and also I want you to think about this, everyone who's listening, is that I might not have, what's the statistic? 62% of people work with the first agent they meet with in person, right? So why am I working with this person? There's a 62% chance it was just the first person who I met in person.
Right.
And so maybe I haven't even considered that was benefits to working with a particular agent. For me, honestly, I can tell you when I bought my last house before I was an agent, I don't remember even how I found the agent. It was a nice guy and we looked at some houses and yeah, this was my guy. It was nothing like, oh, I did some research, I went through this and I'm looking for this. And so, that question coupled with the question that she asked during that interview, out of curiosity, are you looking for in an agent? I don't know. I never even considered someone who can open the door was what I was thinking. And this person opened the door for me. And, back to, Dale talked about ethics there. And I agree. I would probably have walked away from that person. Somebody's put a lot of time, energy, and effort into that lead. Still a great job by the ISA. No criticism of that, but I'm the same way. Because I've done the same thing where I've put hours, I've coached people through all these different things, and then they go buy a FSBO, and you want to yank all the remaining hair I have out left. So, but nonetheless,
Go ahead. You finish your point, and then I'll make something.
Yeah, just nonetheless, let's make sure we're asking those questions. What's the benefit? And then what are you looking for an agent? Two very, very, very powerful questions.
Yeah, I was going to say about that ethics question. I think that you and I are in a little bit of a different position now. Like, I don't have to win that guy's business to, pay the rent. You know what I'm saying? Or pay the mortgage. But back in the day, believe me, if it came down to my paycheck or your paycheck, it was going to be my paycheck if it had to be, right? I'm sorry, but one of us, if only one of us is going to eat, I'm definitely going to the mat to make sure it's me. But, in training now, like even then, honestly, if the example that you gave, right, Brian, you said in our little role play, you said, well, she's shown me several houses and yeah, she seems like she's really nice. I probably would have just said, hey, are you really happy with her service and do you feel like she can do a great job for you? And if you had said yes to that, I'd have been like, okay, great. Well, if that changes, please reach out to me. And I would have moved on to the next one.
Yeah, and I might even follow up that with, hey, I'll follow up with you here in a week or so to see how it's going. Because sometimes things turn sour. Sometimes the agent no-shows them. Sometimes the agent doesn't return their phone calls. In which case, I want that client. I deserve that client because they're not getting the service that they do. And so I'm going to kind of leave my final thoughts today with this. And I've been coaching to this a lot because I think it's important. So I want everyone who's listening to think about this. Is there a better agent in your market than you? And here's what I mean by that. I don't mean that there's not someone who's just as good, but is there anybody who's going to work significantly harder? Is there anybody who's going to do better research? Is there anybody who's going to, do their job better than you? And by the way, the answer better be no to that, or you might, reassess what you're doing. But if the answer is no to that, I want to ask you the same flip side of that question. Is there a whole bunch of agents in your market who will not do as good a job of you? And if there is, that is a good reason to sell hard. And what I mean by that is I went into every appointment assuming that if they didn't work with me, they were going to get one of the 80% of agents who were not very good. And I don't
Yeah.
think that my potential clients deserve that. So really help around my mindset. And the other thing I wanted to add before I've got a lot of stuff to add today is, when we ask that question, do you have an agent? Most of the time people are like, I've worked with this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, in which case means you need to work with me because you've worked with 2 to 3 other agents and they did not convince you to work with them, and therefore they're not doing their job. So that's another thing that I always look at. If you told me I called a couple listing agents, I want to some open, they'll no, you need to be my client. You need someone who's going to help you.
Absolutely. You heard it right from Brian Curtis's mouth, everybody. Be arrogant. Think that you are the end all be all, similar to how Dale views himself in the world, right? So do a little more Dale. Be the best, right, Brian? What were you going to say?
I'm going to reframe arrogant to confident.
There we go. I just call it arrogant. I'm like, yeah, I'm just arrogant. That's fine. I know everything. Anyway, all right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Come back next week and learn something new.
Thanks, everybody.